out of what we have endured, give us the grace to examine our relationships with those who perceive us, even today, as the enemy.
You know, I can remember 12 years ago where I was, the spot I was standing at when this infamous horrific event occurred 12 years ago. And it just sends back chills to my body when I think about that and when I go through this moment every year. But it also gives me a sense of pride that we're able to stand here this morning and honor those in a proud sense of being, and lest we never forget the men and women who gave it all so that we can remain free, that we can walk in our communities safe and feel comfortable in doing so, and know that this is America, one of the greatest places on earth.
Certainly, Macon, Georgia is a long way from New York City, but because we're all Americans, we all share that common bond, and we share that national bond that whenever something happens to any part of the country, it affects all of the country. And so it's important that we are here to remember those who gave their lives in public safety, but also civilians and everyone else who died in those terrible terrorist attacks.
This day means to me is one, to remember the terrorist attacks that happened to our country back on 9/11, and the other part of it is to remember our local first responders from the Sheriff's Department, the Fire Department, and the Police Department who gave the ultimate sacrifice and was killed in the line of duty.
It brings back memories of the courage of the firefighters in New York, the police officers, and the EMS people, that how people will sacrifice their lives for others, especially in a disaster like that.
Well, we think about all the law enforcement and the firefighters that lost their lives in the 9/11 attack, and just remembering them, remembering where we were at when all this went on. We're actually in our building at the Riggins building at the Sheriff's Office, and we saw the first plane crash into the building, and while we were watching it, we saw the second plane crash. It's just a solemn occasion for us.
Well, it makes me want to cry. We were getting a lot of bomb threats and things, and that was, I made that my passion to arrest people that were trying to put fear in everybody, and even today I feel those same emotions. And knowing that today is the last time as a Macon police officer that we'll have this, there's a lot of mixed emotions here.
What do you think about on this 9/11 anniversary?
The strength of our country and adversity, how we came together, how we come together, how we solidify, and how we stand in spite of and because of. That we are a great country, and I'm very proud of my country.
May God bless America and bless all of you.
9/11 was obviously a tragic event for our country, but I think it brings us all back together, as Reverend Terry said, and lets us remember that we have to memorialize and just thank those men and women that have given their lives, and we're going to never forget them.